here at Shady Pines Campground. It's awesome August for NERVDA, and I'm with Beth. And Beth, why don't you tell us a little bit about Shady Pines? And it looks fantastic, but let's see what you got here.
So Sandy Pines opened this summer. We're in beautiful Kennebunkport. We have just around 300 sites, 100 tent sites. We've got about 80 to 100 RV sites. We have glamping tents. We have park models and seasonals, so something for everyone, in a really convenient location. Resort level amenities. Our campers are loving it, loving it. We're having a blast.
Well, I think our viewers are already familiar with it because you got that great little trailer behind you, and you brought that to the Boston RV show last year, and I hope you're going to be back with us again this year. But how was your first experience at the Boston RV show?
Phenomenal. It was one of our favorite shows last year. Beautifully done, professionally done, great crowds of people, lots of interest, and it's a no-brainer to go back this year.
Fantastic. Well, I know you're probably chomping at the bit to show me the sites and show me what you've got. It's a phenomenal campground. Why don't we go for a little tour?
Sounds awesome. Let's go.
All right, go ahead. And I'm going to just shoot around here and catch the sign, and that's where people can find you, up in Kennebunkport. And we're going to go for a little tour in the campground. And they just opened up last year, so it's Shady Pines Campground in Kennebunkport, Maine. Oh, can't lose my sign, Beth. Okay, now take that. There you go. Actually, that looks pretty good in the golf cart. All right, let's see what you got.
All right, hang on.
Hang on. Got a little store coming up on the left. Is that your office and your check-in?
Yep, this is our general store, which has a snack bar as well, and our lodge and check-in area, which has some common space. People can go sit and eat breakfast or have a little board game time, technology time. We've got a common area on the other side of the pool that has picnic tables, cornhole, ladder ball, some seating. Our pool is actually a heated saltwater pool, so kind of a bit of an upgrade from your standard chlorine pool.
That's different.
All new chairs. We've got these cool cocoons that the kids really like.
Yep.
And as you can see, it's a pretty popular, busy place on a nice summer day.
Yep.
Right next door is what we call Kids Camp. We've got a brand new playground and equipment for kids to wear themselves out on. We've got some activities and games inside the tent. It's a great spot for families. Ping pong, outdoor ping pong table.
So all of that's just for the kids?
Yep. Well, adults too.
Some adults.
I like ping pong.
Oh, okay. All right. So they don't kick you out if you go over to play ping pong?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
No. So we did a major excavation project over the last year. We ripped up all the infrastructure, so our entire campground has brand new water, sewer, and electric.
Now, if somebody didn't know what this area was, it was a campground years ago, but like I say, it was run down. But what was the campground so that they can kind of relate to what it was and what it is now?
Yeah, it was Salty Acres, and now it's Sandy Pines.
Mm-hmm.
So these are some of our new RV sites. We actually took the site count down from 400 sites to just around 300. So we enlarged a lot of the RV sites specifically, put in crushed gravel. Every site has a fire pit and a picnic table. So this is where a lot of our overnight guests stay. Mm-hmm. And then we'll be coming up into our seasonal RV sites. Yeah. On the right is our glamp tent village. So we have 12 glamping tents. They're like a luxury boutique hotel room on the inside, but you're in this really cool 18 by 24 foot tent. King size bed, air conditioner, mini fridge, cooler, sitting area. And they've been extremely popular this summer. We did a ton of marketing around them. We have a great PR team we work with that did a great job marketing those for us.
Interesting. So nice smooth roads too.
Yeah.
Not bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, yep. That's the beauty of being a new we call it a new campground. So these are some of our larger RV sites. And this campground crossing road is one of the main arteries in the campground. You'll see some park models down there.
Yep.
So if you took this road down, we have some overnight RV spots on this end, and then we cross into our park model seasonal area.
And you can accommodate the big diesel pushes as well as the
Absolutely.
pop-up tents.
Yep.
What is your demographics? I know it's the first year, but what are you seeing as far as the demographics of your visitors?
So it's really mixed. A lot of our tent campers are coming down from Canada, which is great. A lot of people stayed here when it was Salty Acres and have returned, which we're so happy about, and they're happy with the improvements. Our seasonal guests are really New England based mostly, just looking for that great place to have a second home, quiet, beautiful. We have a new seasonal guest that just got here last week, and we sat and chatted with her, and she's just like, we love how quiet and peaceful it is. You know, we're a really wooded campground, which we love. That was one of the really big appealing points in buying it, was how wooded and naturally beautiful it is. So
that's a good point. I mean, it's very quiet, and I know it's checkout time right now, but it's very, very quiet and scenic, and it's
it really
very
is.
comfortable.
I mean, I grew up camping, and even compared to some of the campgrounds that I used to camp in when I was a kid, so 30 years ago, you know, it's nice to see all the trees and the shade, and when you're camping in a tent and there's no shade, it gets a little hot, so it's nice that we have that. We're coming back into the section of the campground that's like tent sites, more primitive sites, if you will. Volleyball nets, and potentially next year, if we're able to secure permits from the town, we're thinking about putting a second pool back here as well.
It's a big campground. We've been riding for a while here.
Yep.
How many acres do you actually cover?
60 acres.
Wow.
And we are bordered on one side by the Rachel Carson Wildlife Refuge, so one entire border of our property is conservation land, so it will never be settled. It'll always be pristine and quiet. That's actually the border, an area where the bulk of our seasonal guests are, so they're happy about that.
Yeah.
But these, you know, growing up tent camping and now tent camping.
Tent camping.
Yeah, with my family, these sites back here are really special to me because they're so pretty and really your tradition. When I think of camping, this is what I think of. I'd love to have a big fancy RV one day, but our tent guests have been really happy with this area back here.
Well, that's nice because when you come to the Boston RV and Camping Show and you have your nice display there, you can go out and look at all the trailers and the motorhomes with the pop-ups, and then come back here and tent or go to your motorhome.
Yep. Pop-up, it's great to have seen the variety. Just the other day in one section back that we passed, we had an Airstream, we had a real tiny home, we had, I think, a Jayco, 25 plus feet, and then we had a motor, like a bus, all in one little section. It was really cool to see the variety of RVs.
Looks like nice bathhouses and showers, and I'm sure they're very clean and convenient for all the people.
They're brand new.
Yep.
Subway tile, sparkling clean. We clean them 3 to 4 times a day because we realize that people track in dirt and things and want everybody to have a great experience with those.
Wow, what great sights. Look at the views.
Yeah, so this is salt marsh. This is protected, and on the other side of that tree line is Goose Rocks Beach, which is one of the kind of hidden gems of the area. Not a lot of people know about Goose Rocks Beach, but it's a great, great beach. One of the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen.
Wow. Now, do you run a shuttle there? Can people walk there? How do they do it?
It's a mile away,
okay.
So it's definitely bikeable, and a lot of our guests bring their bikes, and they'll take a bike down, but you can also buy a beach parking pass for $15 down a little Goose Rocks general store, and park your car right near the beach access.
You know what I love is the sites are not on top of each other.
Nope.
You got large sites. There's good distance between them. You got the forest and the trees and the scenery. I mean, it's a gorgeous looking property.
Thank you. Yeah, we felt it was really important to keep kind of the borders of trees around each site because, like I said, I've been to campgrounds where it's not really the case. We do have them.
Are you renting them, or can people use them?
So those are our seasonal guests. That's an access point into the marsh that we really can only get into when it's high tide, just due to not infringing upon the marsh, which is federally protected.
Sure.
But we work with a local guy. His name's Stefan, and it's Southern Maine Kayak, and he rents kayaks, paddle boards, and bikes for our guests. So they just make arrangements directly with him. He'll come down and drop off their stuff and come pick it back up.
Great.
Yep.
I just love the layout.
Thanks.
Absolutely love it.
Well, it had the campground had really good bones to begin with, and it just needed a little sprucing up, which is what we've tried to do. I think we've been pretty successful.
Great creativity in redesigning it too, though. There's a lot of thought that went into it. Now, the owners are from the hospitality business. Tell me a little bit about the owners and the success on the other side, on the indoor hospitality, and here we are, and they're doing the same thing on the outdoor hospitality.
Yeah, so Tim Harrington is the owner, and Debbie Lennon manages it from an operational perspective and marketing. And he grew up camping. He has been a luxury hotelier for 10 years plus now, I think. Started with Hidden Pond Resort, which is up the street, and the Kennebunkport Resort Collection grew to 8 hotels, 6 restaurants, and a beautiful event venue. And for us, it's even here and there, kind of the mission is creating fantastic memories and great guest experiences. You know, when people take time off work and when people take time to vacation with their family, that time is precious. And we just want everybody that comes and stays with us, whether it's in the hotel rooms or here, to have a great time and want to come back. It's service, it's amenities, it's things that you're not going to get at home. Right?
Well, it's very important because our NERVDA dealers, they sell the RVs, but the real experience comes in the campground and in the RV resorts. Whether or not somebody really loves the RV industry, lots of times it's dependent upon the campground. So we want to support all the campgrounds, and this year we've added the campground videos because we want people to see the variety of campgrounds and the different flavors of what they get out there, because there's something for everybody.
That's true. And we like to think that about ourselves, having something for everybody, with our primitive tent sites to those larger full hookup RV sites, 50 amps cable, sewer, water, that can accommodate the motorhomes, and then having the seasonal option as well. We have about 20 park models that we started with. We've sold more than half. Our seasonal guests are loving it here, and sad. Most of them have to return back to reality in a couple weeks. And they don't want to go, which I don't blame them.
So you got 20, but you're selling those for people who want to be seasonal in a park model.
Yes.
But do you also rent them until such time as you sell them, or
no,
they're here, so they're waiting for buyers?
Correct.
And you still have some available?
We do, and we'll be getting more as needed. So we have the option to have 75 structures overnight or through the winter. We call them permanent. So once they fill up, now's the time to get in. It's like first come, first serve, and you can see a lot of these sites along the perimeter of the conservation land have been taken because they know that their backyard's going to stay lush and beautiful and quiet.
Now, when is the campground open?
Next year we'll be open mid-May through Columbus Day. This year we opened a little late due to construction, and we will be open through Columbus Day this year.
Okay, so it's definitely a seasonal campground.
Yes, it is.
Which we want to point out, because most RVs are designed not so much for permanent living, but pre-season or vacation. And these are incredible vacation homes and retirement communities for the summertime. So do you have people that run between here and Florida and have a couple of different park models?
We do. Yep. And the cool thing, another cool thing I think that we offer our seasonal guests is we winterize these for them. So we'll take care of all of that.
And do you open it up again in the spring for them? So they just show up and go to the refrigerator, get their adult beverage, sit down, and start the season.
Basically.
Yep.
Yeah, we want to make it as turnkey and as stress-free as possible.
Yep. Some work being done right now on some of the units.
Yep. We also have this really cool thing for tenting called the Coleman Experience, where if, say, people who live in a little studio apartment in New York City don't own camping gear, not really big campers, but they want to do traditional tent camping, they can rent the Coleman Experience and we'll set it up for them. So we'll set up a tent, cots, they can bring sleeping bags or get sleeping bags through us, a cooler, we'll get them equipped with some cooking gear, and they literally just show up and can tent camp for a couple of days.
That's amazing. That's a great marketing idea. Like you say, whether it's New York or Boston, or they love Maine, or they may have grown up in Maine, they want to come back and still have the experience, and you make it real easy for them.
Yep.
All turnkey.
It's all about memories and fun and just wanting to come back here year after year for
Well,
us.
that's what we love about the RV industry. It is indeed making memories, and they take them throughout their entire life, and when they start here as kids, they'll be coming back 30 or 40 years from now with their kids.
Yep. And we can't wait to have families back year after year. We're having a blast meeting all these great new people. So.
And then your general store and your office. What have you got in the general store?
You name it. Sundries. We have, your fire-related elements. We sell wood. We have ice cream. We have a snack bar that has breakfast and dinner options. Grocery items, kids games, crafts. We've gotten some great input on some more RV-specific equipment that we might be able to carry to help our guests. So we'll be implementing that stuff over the winter.
Well, Beth, you've got an awesome campground.
Thanks.
It's awesome August. Tell people, if you will, while I jump out here, tell them a little bit more where they get a hold of you, how they find the campground, all the particulars.
Yep, so we're at 277 Mills Road in Kennebunkport. Our website is sandypinescamping.com. And our phone number is 207-967-2483. We have plenty of availability for September, which to me is the most beautiful time of year to camp.
I agree with you.
Yeah, it's the heat's died down a little bit. The crowds have thinned out a little bit. It's going to be an awesome time to be here. We're actually doing an open house to encourage some seasonal guests the weekend of Columbus Day. So we're going to have a bunch of park models open for viewing. We'll have some fun like barbecue stuff going on. So we hope to get some people up for that. So we're here, come visit. We really want to have people experience all the hard work that we've done and the cool stuff we've prepared for our guests.
Beth, it looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for taking the time this morning.
Thank you.
Hopefully all of our Nerve fans will see this and
We'll see you in Boston.
We'll definitely see you in Boston.
Yeah, right on.
Great. Thank
Thanks.
you.